Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. This short foam roll class is geared toward glutes, quads, and calves. We will spend a little extra time in each area massaging out the fascia. Stick with me through the follow-up stretches to increase your mobility. So let's get started. Let's take it up to the glutes. So you're going to lift yourself up and let's roll those glutes. So you're going to lean over. Let's start on the left side. Drop both knees slightly to the left so your weight goes in the left glute. And we're going to roll to the top and the bottom of that glute. Rolling that whole way, checking out for any of those speed bumps or trigger points. Now let's bring that left ankle on top of the right thigh and then roll that whole way. All the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Notice if you find any trigger points, pause on it. You can always move that knee up and down. Now from here, we're going to drop to our elbow and continue to roll. And just notice the difference. Maybe you can open that knee a little more, get down into that hip a little more. It's a little harder to get to the sits bones this way, but that's all right. Get a little higher up, drop that knee open a little more. One more. And then you're going to release that leg. And we're just going to roll to the other side. So transition to the right, come up on the right hand, and roll that right glute. Forward and back. So most of your weight is all leaning to the right. Both feet are on the floor. Knees are tilted to the right. Checking in for speed bumps, roadblocks on that right side. And then bring the right ankle up onto the left thigh and roll again. Keep on rolling that right glute. And we're going to drop to the elbow and continue rolling. See if you can open up that knee a little more. Kind of getting more to the outside edge of that glute. Anybody finding a spot yet? Whew. And then you're going to uncross that leg. Lift yourself up slowly, and we can slide off the front of the roller. And extend that right leg in front, and then you're going to pull the left knee in and cross it over the right thigh. And then you're going to hug left knee with the right hand. Bring that left hand behind you. Twist towards your bent knee. Now option, you can keep your legs straight, the right leg straight, or you can bend the knee and bring your right heel to your left glute, if that works for you. If it doesn't, then don't worry about it. Keep the legs straight, lengthen through the spine and twist, hugging that knee. And we're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath, and then we're going to counter stretch. So you're going to bring that left elbow on the inside of the left knee, open up the fingers, reach the right hand back, lift and twist. One more breath. And then we're going to unwind back to the front. Good. We're going to uncross the leg. Straighten out the left as you hug the right knee in. Now option to bring that foot across the thigh. We're going to reach and grab hold of that right knee with the left hand. Right hand behind, lift and twist. Good. Flexing that left foot. Now also option, if you wanted to bring that left foot in, you can bend the knee. You can pull the foot towards the glute. Feeling that stretch. Counter stretching, we're going to twist, bring the right elbow on the inside of the right thigh, open up those fingers, Left arm back behind you. And then we're slowly going to unwind. And we're just going to roll over into a plank position, going to quads. So you're going to bring that roller down, under the knees, elbows on the floor, and we're going to move ourselves forward and back 1 inch. So as we get into the quads, we might focus a little extra on them, all the different ways we can roll. Then you're going to walk your elbows back 1 inch so the roller moves up the thigh 1 inch. And just a reminder, so as the thigh muscles and the tissue running, from up the front of the body, connect up through the hip flexors and around the knees. And when it gets tight because we sit a lot, just in life, computers, driving, TV, eating, just lots, going up and down stairs, or just any athletics that you're doing, riding bikes, cycling, running, hiking. They get tight. So we need to roll. Keep walking the elbows back, slowly moving the roller up the thighs. So if that tissue right in the middle of the quads gets tight, it can pull on the hips, it can pull on the knees, especially the knees. And then if we have even just a little bit of, restrictive areas in one of those quads, pulling the knee out of alignment, even so slightly that we don't feel it, you get improper grinding over years, and then we end up with knee replacement. So just a great way to prevent or prolong having to get things like that done. Keep moving up, slowly up the thighs until you can't really go any further. Good. Now we're going to slide off the back of the roller and let's stretch in a child's pose. And don't worry, we're not done with the thighs. We're going to do more. Knees apart, feet together. And then melt your body forward. Just stretch, again, that tissue all the way over the knees. Stretching out the back a little here. Arms on the roller, stretching through the armpits. And then slowly coming up, we're going to go back onto those thighs. So onto the elbows, the roller right above those knees. This time, we're going to walk the feet all the way together. You're going to tilt your body slightly to the right and cross your left ankle over the right thigh. And then start to move your body forward and back 1 inch. So you're going to feel a lot more pressure on the outside front edge of that right thigh. Maybe a little on the left, but most of your weight's on the right. So gently forward and back, walk those elbows back. And this can be a little intense, so if it's too much, you do not have to cross the ankles. And then a little bit higher. Up the thigh as you walk those elbows back. And a little more. Keep working your way. And you go as high as you comfortably can on those thighs. Now, once you're at the top of the thigh, I want you to uncross your left ankle, your left foot from the right ankle, and then just bend and straighten that right knee. And then walk your elbows forward so the roller moves down the thighs, bend and straighten the right leg. So we're just on the right leg here. Just maybe 2 to 4 bend and straightens, and then you're going to walk the elbows forward and then another bend and straighten just on the right. So your body weight's a little more centered, but tiny extra on that right side. Walk the elbows forward, bend and straighten, so we're getting closer to the knee now. And once you get there towards the kneecap, but you're not touching the kneecap, you're going to draw the legs back together if they went apart. Tilt your body slightly to the left and cross your right ankle over the left ankle. and then move yourself forward and back 1 inch. So now we're on the left leg, on the outside edge. And then walk your elbows back 1 inch, forward and back. And then walk the elbows back 1 inch, forward and back. And again, noticing the difference. Walk it back again, trying to breathe and relax. Easier said than done here. Keep walking the elbows back, moving up that thigh. And you might notice one thigh is way more sensitive than the other. That's pretty normal. A little further up. Now once you get to the top of that thigh and you can't comfortably go any higher, that's when you're going to uncross the leg. Legs are maybe about hip distance apart, and you're going to bend and straighten the left leg. 2 to 4 times. And then you're going to walk the elbows forward, and you're going to bend and straighten again. And then walk the elbows forward and bend and straighten. And notice again the difference. Are you tending to lean to the right, to the left? Walk the elbows forward, bend and straighten. If you found some knots, now you know to go back and work through them, massage them out. If there's lots, you might need, if it's super painful, you might need a softer roller. And if you have lots of knots, maybe a massage. Find a professional to help you out, or therapy. Good. Now once you are towards the knees again, okay, take your feet on the floor, toes on the floor, and I want you to walk your toes and legs wide, and then bend the knees, bring the feet together. Maybe you can go wider with the knees, and now you're gently just going to slide your body backwards so the roller moves up the thighs, and then press your forearms and slide forward again. We're going to do one more time. We're going to slide backwards so the roller moves up the thighs. And this time walk the elbows back with it, and then release the feet to the floor when you get to the top and slide off of the roller. And then go ahead and move your roller to the side. And you're going to slide all the way to your belly, because we really want to stretch out those quads now. Place your left hand or fist under your chin, reach back and grab your right foot and pull the heel towards your glute. Now, if you cannot reach your foot, you can use a strap, a towel, a belt. Other options, you can try laying on your side. But the key thing, we want to try to get this knee behind the hip. So if you're holding on to the foot and you can't get your knee back, let go of your foot and bring your foot behind you and place it on the floor, and then just push your hips forward. So you want to stretch that whole hip flexor area. So very important to try to get that tissue stretching all the way up through that hip. And find your breath. Maybe bring the knees closer together. You don't want to have pain here. And then we're going to release that foot, and we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to hold on to the left foot. And again, if you need a belt, strap, towel, use that. Pull your foot heel towards your glute. It's not a big deal if it can't reach all the way. Goal is, again, and if you can't reach your leg, then you would lay on your right side. Use your right arm as a pillow. You can try holding on to your foot, pulling the knee behind the hip. If the knee cannot go behind the hip, bring that foot to the floor and then push the hip forward. So you're really lengthening, or you can even bring the leg down and try to push the hip forward. So that's the goal, trying to lengthen through the front of the body. Or bring the knees together is another option if you're on your belly. One more breath. And then we're going to release. Use both hands next to the chest. Gently press yourself up. Let's take a child's pose. And with that child's pose, let's bring the roller back across the mat. Place the hands on the roller and just melt yourself forward. So you're really stretching through the armpits and the back. And then release all the way up. Coming up to a nice tall seated position, keeping the roller there. Let's bring our feet on top of the roller, hands down behind us. Let's roll the calf muscles. So you're going to place your right foot on, right leg, lower leg on the roller, cross your left ankle on top, and you're going to bend and straighten, or you can, if you can, lift your hips off the floor and glide yourself forward and back using the upper body strength. You can even rotate the ankle. Try turning your leg to the right, and again, you can be bending and straightening, or lift yourself off and glide, rotating that ankle, and then turn it in. Again, hips on the floor, bend and straighten, or lift the hips off, rotate that ankle. Now we're gonna move up higher. So moving higher up into that gastroc, so the meaty part of the calf. Leg is still crossed unless it's too painful, or you can even use that leg on the floor to lift yourself up. Rotate the ankle or bend and straighten. If you have wrist issues, you can always go here. You can always go onto your elbows as well. Rotate that ankle. And then turn your foot to the right, rotating again. And then rotate it in. Just getting all different back areas of that calf, that gastrocnemius. And then send those hips back to the floor. Walk the roller to the lower part of the legs again, switching to the left. And we're going to do a little bend and straighten, little rotation of the ankle, lifting those hips up if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Turning your leg to the left, bend and straighten, or lift and glide. Circling that ankle, turning the foot inward, bend and straighten, or lift and glide. Notice if there's anything going on there, any knots. And then we're going to lower the hips if they're up, move that roller higher up into the meaty part of that gastroc, recross the legs, bend and straighten, or lift and glide. And let's add that ankle rotation. If you've had plantar fasciitis before, you might find some of those knots. And then turn that leg to the left. And then to the right, getting the inside edge, a little circle. Good. And then we're going to release. Go ahead and place that roller behind you. Let's take a tabletop. So we're going to stretch out those calf muscles. Option to just place one at a time into the floor mat behind you, or you can lift to a downward facing dog, pressing one ankle or foot into the floor, cross the other over the ankle, like so I have my left foot over my right ankle, and then just shift your hips side to side, rotating through the ankle. You can even push up into the toes, back into the heel. Then we're going to switch sides. So you're going to place your left foot into the floor, move that hip side to side, maybe up into the toes, back into the heel. And then both feet on the floor, pedal out, walk your dog. Spread out those toes, lift up to the toes, and then back toward the heels, bend those knees, lower the knees all the way back to the floor. And then have a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Find your easy seat, lengthening through the spine, level out the chin so it's parallel with the floor. Relax those shoulders and just tune into how the body's feeling now. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.